Good morning guys, and thanks for checking out this video. For this video I've come out onto Jersey's east coast and I'm looking to do a little bit of light ledgering this morning. We're anchored up, we're in position, so all that's left to do now guys really is cross our fingers, put some baits over the side and yeah, hopefully catch some big fish in this trip. I'll give you a quick run through the setups I'm going to be using in this video just in case you haven't seen some of my ledgering videos before. So I'm going to be fishing two rods exactly the same, set up exactly the same this morning, unless we get snagged and need to change setup. But I've got the Ugly Stick GRX2, and this is the what one's this? This is the 8 to 12. I can never remember if it's 6 to 12, but this is the 8 to 12 pound class boat rod. And on there I've just got a Penn Spin Fisher. I think this is a 4.5, yeah, 4.5 bait runner. So yeah. Hopefully we don't miss out on any fish due to this. I used to use an Abu 6.5. I find it a lot easier now using a bait runner for this. The Abu 6.5, I was messing around with the clutch whilst trying to reel in a fish and stuff like that, and yeah, it wasn't very practical. So then guys, the rig itself then, I'm just using a boom there. So I'm going to be using a running ledger. I'm just going to clip my lead on. Very simple running ledger today with a pennel hook set up. So I've just slid a boom up the leader, then done a free running bead, and then a clip swivel, which I've clipped my 25 pound Amnesia trace on. It's quite a long trace because there's a bit of running tide, and a little bit of running tide out here when it is running tends to keep the crabs off because the bait just sits slightly off the bottom without the use of needing pop-up beads, without the assistance of pop-up beads in that tide. So yeah, then I've just got a little pennel of a 1.0 chino at the top and a 1.0 just standard J hook. I think that's a Varavass big mouth extra there at the bottom. So gonna go with that setup. Usually I use 2 chinos. I haven't tried circles yet. I haven't tried circle hooks just yet, but it might be something to try at a later date. But gonna give this a go. Both setups are the same, so yeah, just gonna bait this one up and then get the other one pinged out. Right, let's get some bait on here. Got some nice razor clam. Sorry I'm rushing guys for this video, it's just because the timing of the tides today, they're not great. So got some razor clam there, a nice bit of razor clam. And also got some lug. I always take 2 pots because, as you can see there, these ones I believe are the good ones. And this other pot here should be the ones that are like split worms and stuff like that. There you can see there's a lot of blood, there's not much movement going on in there, so I'm going to use them first with the assistance of my baiting tool. I'm going to chuck a couple of lug on there. Some of these might be alright, but there are a couple of split ones in here and I try and separate them. So just gonna chuck quite a few on there. I want some big baits today, I think. Big baits, big fish, let's try. So just gonna use this tool. This is a bit tricky sometimes because the worms just run off. I know this probably isn't the right way of using this tool, but that's what works for me, using it as like a little trough to get these worms on. Be interesting to see how this goes today. I'm just going to elasticate this razor clam on there, razor fish, whatever you want to call it guys. What I do is make a big sausage and then just cut it in half, and then I've got 2 baits then. Slide it off this baiting tool if I can. There we go. And that's the bait guys. So like I say, just going to cut that in half. So I just get my bottom hook and I just thread this cocktail sausage of bait. Bait cocktail up the hook like that. Quite a bit showing at the bottom like that. So then I just unwrap this top hook guys, slide this down to the bait, couple of wraps around, maybe like 3 times around, and then I'm just looking to just pierce it into the bait, just catching that bait elastic. So there's a lot of hooks showing both sides. Let's drop it in, get some juices on that. Right, that one's ready to go out. I'm going to lob this one out, guys, while I'm baiting up the other one. Just a little lob out in front. The reason I do that, guys, is if the kayak does decide to pivot, there's a little bit of slack line out there to stop it dragging and bouncing and coming off the bottom. Even though we're not in deep water, we're in 21 foot of water here. Yeah, you can see that rod there, it's got a bit of a bounce to it. Not so much that one, but I think there's a bit of weed coming down in the tide. So let's give him a quick change. Bit of weight to this. Pretty sure this is going to be a load of weed coming up. Yeah, look at that. Right on my leader. Load of weed. Let's get this other one in. Lots of weed again. Lob this one off out to the side, I think. Just off to the side. Well, guys, a couple of casts in and nothing to report, but there is quite a few mackerel around. I've hesitated getting the spinning rod out. I have got a yarn there ready, a little spinning blade, just in case I fancy it on the spinning rod. But yeah, baits are fishing pretty slow at the moment, but that's as expected. I'm hoping in the next probably 40 minutes should liven up a little bit. Usually do a little bit better on the drop and tide. So yeah, just gonna relax now, chill. There could be a bonus fish before the high tide. So fingers crossed, fingers securely crossed for this. Another bite, guys. That looks quite prominent thuds. That's Gilthead. That's Gilthead. Really prominent thuds. That is Gilthead Bream. Definitely Gilthead Bream, 100%. Yep. Not very big. Not very big at all. I'm pretty sure that's Gilthead though. Yes, it is. Mr. Gilthead Bream. Haha. I knew you were here. Well, I didn't, but haha. Right. Let's get this one unhooked. Very small Gilthead, but I'm happy with that. It's not even a pound, but if there's one here, there might be more. Oh, come on, mate. Very small one. It's probably going to flap and fall out, which doesn't matter too much. He's going back anyway. Be nice to show you guys. There we go, guys. First little gilthead. Not very gold on top. Usually there's a big gold bar there. Thought I got another bite then, but yeah, blank saver, little gilthead. Let's try and get some more. Off he goes. A couple of fish starting to bite now, but it's very, very quiet, other than the odd bite here and there. Usually it's all systems go when the giltheads are biting. Perhaps they're quite thin on the ground here. Might not be many of them down there. A little bit patchy perhaps. Well, into something better, guys. This feels decent. This feels much better. Not sure what this is. Whoa, whoa, whoa. This is what we want. This is what we want. Not sure what this is. A little bit more of a bend in the rod. Whoa! Oh! No, it's off. It's off. Oh my days. It's off. Oh, what was that? What was that? Drag too tight. Just pulled the hook. That was good. That was a really good fish, that. Oh. No. No, I knew that was coming off. I just knew it. I was like, that's too good to be true, that. Ah. Damn it. Oh well, let's keep going. I don't know if that was a bass or not, guys, you know. Rod just arched over, started taking line. Very good chance that was a bass. It was a nice one as well. Felt half decent, maybe like over 5, well over 5, but oh, gutted. Absolutely gutted. Right, let's get a bait out, go with that. Confidence is up though, guys, which is good. Ah, oh, gutted about that though. It swam from there, started kiting all the way over there, and it didn't feel like a gilthead where it does the big head shakes. It was just kiting, so I presume it was a bass, which I'd take today. I wouldn't have been fussed on a nice big bass. Well, that's a shame. Anyway, we'll keep going, we'll keep going. That just came out of absolutely nowhere as well. Well, got that. This one snagged up, guys, so having to tie another lead up. FG knot on the kayak isn't the easiest thing to do. Gonna give it a go though. I always, pretty much, every session I've done here, doing this, I've lost the fish probably about 5 or 6 pounds. Whether it's gilthead or bass, that one I'm pretty sure was bass. Just the way it took and the way it was kiting, rather than them really prominent head shakes and like sort of Gilthead Bream fight. That just kited straight into my other line. And because my other line was snagged, I think it's maybe caused that to happen when it's got wrapped up in my other line. It literally, as soon as it touched my other line, fish came off, which was quite weird. Right, let's get some leader on here. Have another shot at this, guys. Something biting just as I'm setting this other rod up. Something there. Yeah. This feels different. I think this is a gilthead. Or is it a bass? Oh, this could be the same sort of fish. I thought it was a bass, but this feels a bit more gilthead like. What is it? I just want to see what it is. Oh, it's a gilt. I think, no, it's a bass. Nice bass. Nice bass. Nice bass. Hey, smaller than the first one that took the bait. Oh, just as I'm setting the other rod up. Oh well, let's get this one sorted. Not a bad one that. Not a bad one that, guys. Hopefully I got that on camera. I was literally setting up my, look, I've got all my rigs out and that, and yeah, well, that felt more of a gilthead, but that certainly isn't as big as the one that I took before. Right, let's get this stuff sort of packed away slightly. I got my stuff there pretty much that I need anyway. I'll just chuck this back in here for now. That other rod's gonna have to wait. I think this is one of them slightly better fish that was patrolling around. I'll just get the other camera on, unhook him as well. Get some slack line on there. It's quite a good one, guys. Quite a nice size one for out here. The one that hooked before that I hooked did exactly the same thing as this, but this one felt a bit more like a gilthead. But the one before, definitely bigger than this. This is quite a nice one, this. But yeah, I'm gonna have to take this one home because he's pretty much knackered. He's bleeding from the gills quite heavily. It's all on my center console there. So I'm gonna have to get the keep net out and chuck this one in the keep net, but it's quite a nice one. But unfortunately, he's gonna have to come home. There's no chance this one's gonna go again. I don't want to waste a good fish. And as I was saying before, I always try and put all my bass back if I can, but if there's one that's just going to float off, I'm going to take that home when it's legally permitted. Seems to have just slowed off so much now that I've actually just tipped all the rest of my worms away now. They're not going to keep. I don't think I'm going to get another bite. I haven't had a bite now for about half hour on either rod, so yeah, it looks like I'm going to call it a session there. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed the video, then hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. That would be much appreciated, guys. Until the next video, until the next trip out on the kayak, tight lines, safe paddling, and I'll see you in the next video.